Well, I always say this all the time. As you know, Mondays are usually the most boring day starting the week. I mean, you guys know what I'm talking about. I mean, you had a great weekend doing whatever you want, kick with your friends, having fun with your family, going to places like partying, drinking, whatever you want to do. And then you have to come back to realize, like, oh, I gotta go back to work. Well, yeah, I know the feeling, but except I don't do that often anymore. But however, me, on the other hand, I'm here to give you guys some awesome, great wrestling content for many of you. For today, if you guys are in fact are big fans of the Yoshi wrestling scene, then you're in luck. We're going to be reviewing 3 events by 2 promotions. Now, I know what you're thinking. Who has the most events? Well, right now, as you know, Tokyo Yoshi Pro Wrestling has begun their annual tournament. Now, for the record, I'm going to keep repeating this over and over on this episode. No, this is not a round robin tournament like the 5-Star Grand Prix or the upcoming MARIGOLD tournament, the Dream Star Grand Prix. This is mostly a single elimination tournament, the Tokyo Princess Cup. And of course, you probably would guess, does the winner get a shot of the top title? Yes. And I believe that particular match could happen at Wrestle Princess. But we'll talk more about that. But after that, we're going to be talking about the latest Mighty Gold event that took place back on the 3rd of August. At the Summer Gold Shine. Now, this one features, of course, some prelude matches that will lead later on. As you know, we know that Kyoki Amari challenged Miko Anu, our very first ever United National Champion. And then, of course, we have a Dream Star Grand Prix qualifier match taking place. Guilia, as you know, has begun her last length of her time with Mighty Gold before she departs to WWE, and so on and so on. And then, of course, we cap up our episode with some news updates with, of course, what's going on in the world of pro wrestling, such as what events the promotions are throwing out, what's booked, what matches are set, and developments that are happening in the world of pro wrestling that needs to be addressed. So, let's get ready for another episode of Deleted Wrestle Zone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Hey everyone, welcome to Deleted Wrestle Zone. All things that is pro wrestling with AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, TNA, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, wrestlers, matches, and championships. I am your host, J-Rod here. So, if you are new to the channel, welcome. This is a channel where we do a lot of pro wrestling reviews from various promotions, not only here in the United States, but also in Japan, Mexico, Canada, Europe, the UK, anywhere in the world where pro wrestling is not as big, but it continues to grow. We also, of course, do more discussion videos, talk about various topics such as the wrestlers themselves, the promotions, factions, storylines, whatever we want to talk about. We also, of course, do more news updates. If certain information was unable to be here on this particular episode, we can either put it on the next episode or on a separate video by itself. We also, of course, do real-timing news updates to keep you guys on alert if something has happened in the world of pro wrestling that needs to be addressed ASAP. And also we do the Unagi Sayaka Watch and various other cool wrestling content as well. So if you like what you see, please subscribe to us. So click on that subscribe button. You'll be getting a lot of daily reviews and other cool wrestling content as well. But if you like this episode, please give us a like on the like button or a nice comment in the description down below. Now, all introductions have set aside. It's time to hit a home run and knock it out of the park. So, as you know, I mentioned this earlier, we're going to be reviewing the first day of Tokyo Pro Wrestling's Tokyo Princess Cup. So, let's begin. All right, Tokyo Yoshi Pro Wrestling. Now, I mentioned this earlier. They have the annual tournament Tokyo Princess Cup. No, this is not a round robin tournament. This is, in fact, a single elimination match. If you lose a match, you're out. You advance to the next round. This is nothing like they do with, of course, like the five-star Grand Prix or any other type of tournament. But, however, this is, of course, um, for a shot of the Princess of Princess Championship currently being held by Miyu Watanabe. So, as you know, she is the current champion. Yes, she will be involved in this tournament as well. And yes, if she wins, she gets to nominate, of course, anybody who would challenge her for the belt. So we'll see what happens until the very end. But right now, let's begin with day one of this tournament. Now, we're going to begin, of course, with the non-tournament matches. I had to skip out because this is a very short one for everybody, so you'll understand. Our first match, we have a bit of a 10-woman tag match. We have Kira Summer, Chika Nanase, Toga, Wakana Uehara, and Zara Zakir. They take on Utami Ura Takami, Haru Kazushiro, Imawari Raku, and Shoko Nakajima. So nothing too significant of this one. Now, I know some of you say, isn't it Shoko Nakajima involved in this tournament? Yes, she is, but she will be involved the next day or so. But however, um, basically we have interesting competitors. But however, in the end, it was of course Raku with Dr. Yellow that put away Nanaze, and just like that, she won. So good job for Raku. So yeah. Next up, we have a straight up tag team match. We have Maki Ito. She teams up with Pam Harajuku, and she takes on the apologetic My Hero Kiru, and of course Rika Tatsumi. Now, some of you may question, aren't some of these ladies will be also in the tournament? Yes, they will. We'll do that at another point. So, but yeah, the match was pretty good. But however, there was a moment where Rika kind of miscue her scene when she accidentally kicked Mahiro, and just like that, costing the match. But it was Maki Ito who picked up the win on Kiru, and just like that, it was completely over. Now, let's begin with the with the tournament matches, the Princess Cup. This is the first round. We have Yuki Aino. She takes on Runa Okubo. Now, it's no secret to me, if you know the statistics in certain wrestlers, you would think that Yuki Aino would be the one to win the match. Well, yeah, I mean, she has much experience than Runa Okubo. I think she's been with the company for almost a year or so, but or maybe two, I don't know. But however, she picked up a fantastic win with, of course, with the inverted DDT, and just like that, it was over. So she will participate in the next round. Now, we do have a second round match in the Tokyo Princess Cup. We have Zuzumi taking on Shino Suzuki. Of course, Zuzumi will be the very favorite one in this match. She was able to pick up a good victory when she applied the ring the bell, and just like that, it was over. She proceeds into the next round. Now, our next three matches are still part of the first round. Our first match, we have Kaya Toribami versus Yuki Arai, our current Princess International Champion. You would think that this was going to be a very interesting matchup. I mean, Kaya Toribami has grown significantly, but however, Yuki Arai is a champion. You probably would think she will walk out. Yes, she did when she applied the finale, and just like that, it was over. She proceeds into the next round. Next match, we have Moka Miyamoto taking on Mizuki. Of course, there was going to be some interesting moments here. Moka Miyamoto also grown, but Mizuki has the far more better experience. But she was able to pick up a good victory when she applied the double foot stomp, and just like that, it was over. And then, of course, our main event, we have Miyu Watanabe, our current Princess of Princess Champion. She takes on Arisu Endo. Of course, you would say that Miyu Watanabe is the fan favorite this one because she's the champion. I mean, she does have a right to challenge anybody But however, you ask yourselves, if she loses the match, is there a possibility she could be challenged for her title? I mean, there is the possibility, but however, in this case, in this match, it didn't do any well because it was Miyu Watanabe with the teardrop, putting her down and advancing into the next round. So that's pretty much what happened throughout this entirety of this day. So we'll see what happens in day 2, which ironically is our next review. Okay, so we continue with more of Tokyo Pro Wrestling with the Tokyo Princess Cup. Now, as I said before, we are now in day 2. Now, I failed to mention that the recent event was on July 28th. This one just took place this past Sunday on the 3rd of August, or Saturday. Whatever. I think I might have put the little poster or whatever on this thing. But anyway, let's proceed. Now, with our we have only 2 non-tournament matches. We do have, of course, Chika Nanaze, Runa Kuba, Shino Suzuki. They take on Uda, Takami, and of course, our current Princess Tag Team Champions, Daisy Monkey, Arisu Endo, and Suzumi. So, of course, you would think that there's going to be a stronger base here. Looking at this, I see, of course, Daisy Monkey is the much stronger team since they are the tag champions. But it was, of course, once again with Suzumi with her infamous ring the bell on Nanase that sealed the deal for her to pick up the win. Now, our second match, we have a 8-woman tag match. We have Kira Summer, Imamari, Raku, and Mizuki. They take on Kaya Toribami, Moka Miyamoto, Mahiro Kiru, and Miyu Yamashita. So you would think there's going to be a very interesting take on this one due to the fact you have one of the strongest wrestlers in one team and the same thing on the other. But however, when it comes to Miyu Yamashita, she was going to be the most likely winner for the outcome. So she picked up the win by pinning Imawari, and just like that, it was over. Now, our next 6 matches, I believe, it's the Princess Cup tournament. We are doing mostly the second round matches. Now, as I said before earlier, this is not a round robin tournament. This is a single elimination tournament. Make that note, people, because we're not doing that. They're not doing this. I don't think Tokyo Pro Wrestling do round robin tournaments. That's the thing. I don't think they do. But anyway. But yes. Now, our first match involving this, we have Toga versus Rika Tatsumi. Now, I could generally see in this match that it would be Rika Tatsumi, who most likely is one of the stronger competitors. And to me, one of my honest opinions, she is most likely the one who could possibly win this tournament and get another shot of the princess title. Now, remember, recently she lost to Miyu Watanabe at Summer Sun Princess. So most likely she is one of the potential competitors. And of course, you would think so because, look, you look at Rika, she has the experience. You see Toga, the tallest girl in the promotion. But I say experience has outweighed the heightness of this match. It was Rika Tatsumi with the Dragon Sleeper that put away and allowed her to advance into the next round. Now, our next match, we have, of course, Yuki Kamifuku versus Pam Harajuku. Now, it's no secret to me as well, much like I saw with Rika Tatsumi, Yuki Kamifuku is also another potential competitor that could win. One, there's a difference. As I mentioned about Toga, she is a tall girl. So is Yuki Kamifuku. But she does have the experience and necessity, and not to mention she is a double champion from 2 different promotions. So it would most likely be in that kind of phase. But it was her famouser that put away Pam Harajuku in order to proceed into the next round. Next up, we have someone you guys may know, and she was part of the very first ever AEW pay-per-view. We have Ryu Mizunami taking Aru Kazushito. Of course, you would think that she would win this match because she does have the necessary experience, and she was able to pick up the win with a submission. So, I cannot recall if she ever won by submission. I know she uses the guillotine leg drop, and just like that, it was over. But this time it's submission, allowing her to pick up the win. Our next match, we have Wakana Uhara taking on Yuki Aino. Now we do know she had an impressive win. What when was it? On day no Yuki Arai. My bad. Sorry, Yuki Arai. She did had an impressive win. She was able to pick, but this time she was able to apply a different type of method to win. Yuki Arai actually won by using the sharpshooter. So she could most likely be another competitor you would think she most likely can win the entirety, but we will see what happens towards the end. So we will stay close to it. Now our next match, we have Zara Sakir versus Miyu Watanabe. Now, I know some of you were thinking that Miyu Watanabe will walk out as the winner since she is the champion. Zara Sakir, those who don't know, she actually, I'm not sure if she's a local from here, but from San Diego. But however, I will be seeing her next month at the West Coast Pro San Diego Showdown. But anyway, but it was surprisingly that it was Sarah who actually picked up the win. Uh, I mean, she just like any other match, she could, if she doesn't win the tournament, I wouldn't be surprised if she challenges Miyu Watanabe for the belt. But anything's a possibility. But I think this is a huge disappointment for Miyu Watanabe. But now she has to stay close to see who will walk out as the winner. Now our next match, we have our main event. We have Shoko Nakajima, Big Kaiju, taking on Yuki Aino. Now, I know some of you are thinking differently on this one. This one I had to think differently as well. You look at Shoko Nakajima, a former champion herself. You look at Yuki Aino, who, as you know, you may all know her. She was part of the Bakuratsu sister with her sister Nonoka. Now she's stepping up as a singles competitor. I mean, we've often asked ourselves, will she ever be pushed? I feel like that is happening as we speak. I mean, she did pick up a good win in day one, but however, she's facing a wrestler who has more experience than her and has won championships all around, mostly singles. Yuki Aino has never won a singles championship, mostly tag team with her sister, but I have to say she has shown that she has um, what I would say what it takes to maybe reach the top, and she was able to pick up a very impressive win towards her, and just like that, it was over. So I would say Yuki Aino is one of those people we definitely need to keep an eye out once that day happens. So I'll stay close to watching her, what she does, but we'll move on to see what happens. So I can't wait for day 3. We'll see what happens until then. But for now, let's move on with our last and final review, and that is Marigold. Okay, our final review, Mighty Gold, with more of Summer Gold Shine, and this took place also on Sunday, the 3rd of August. This is day 6. Now, you all know already that we are now in the countdown that Giulia will be leaving very soon, but her final match in Japan will be on the 19th of August. So we still got a little bit to go, but nonetheless, I'm sure there's going to be some really good matches along the way. Now, our very first match we have, of course, we have the rookie Komomo Minami versus Mitsa Matsui versus Natsumi Shozuki. Now, it's no secret throughout this entire match that Mitsa Matsui hasn't forgotten the loss she had towards Matsumi for the Superfly Championship. Now, I know deep down she has to how do I say, press on the restart button to get back on track to hopefully one day to gain that championship. I know that could be her life goals. But however, of course, Natsumi would stop at nothing to ensure her secure her dominance. But however, it was Mitsa Matsui that was able to pick up the victory by, of course, pinning Minami, who, as you all know already, has the least experience. So that would make absolute sense right there. So she picks up the win when she applies the bridge. 1, 2, 3, it's over. So right now, if I was Mitsa Shizuki, I would keep on my eye out on Mitsa Matsui if she's determined to make it way back to get a shot at the title. Now, our next match, these two ladies recently were tag partners, and now they're opposite. In the very beginning, they never liked each other due to the succession who is more beautiful. So we have Zeta Steel and Myla Grace. Now, of course, they have to put that to the side and move on to pick up the win. So I was a bit more, how to say, not a bit biased about this match. But however, nonetheless, it was Myla Grace who actually impressed me the most when she applied a DDT, and just like that, it was over. Now, to make a note, very soon Zeta Steel will be leaving Mighty Gold. Her tour is almost up, but as for Myla Grace, she'll be remaining until the new year. So we'll see where that goes from here. Now, our next match, this is a qualifier match in the Dream Star Grand Prix. Now, remember, I mentioned there's going to be a round-robin tournament by Mighty Gold. This is called the Dream Star. However, we do have some qualifier matches, and this is one of them. We have, of course, well, this tournament will not begin until August 31st, I believe. We have Nao Ishikawa versus Chika Goto. Now, of course, Nao Ishikawa, in my opinion, could have been could have gotten an opportunity to get a shot of this belt, this opportunity. But however, Chika Goto, who is a bit more taller and stronger, was able to apply a victory when she applied a chokeslam, and just like that is over. So basically, Ishikawa's chances to be part of the Dream Star Grand Prix has put into a hold. So we'll see what happens with her. But Chika Goto, I'm sure she's going to step away for a little bit until she and, of course, her Twin Tower tag partner, Kyoki Amari, will get another shot of the tag belts in the future, I believe. But we'll see. Now, our next match, we have Rhea Seto. She teams up with Koiki Omori, taking on Kuzina Tanaka and Miku Anu. Now, it turns out that both Koiki Omori and Miku Anu, they have, how do I say this type of story where Mika Anu used to criticize Amari, telling her that she will never win a championship. So I look at it that Miku Anu likes to be high and mighty, but Koiki Amari wants to say that she's wrong, that she has what it takes, the capability to hold a championship. So that practically sets it up. But however, it was Koiki who picked up the win when she applied a twisty frog splash onto Tanaka, and just like that, it was over. But sooner or later, they will have to clash on that day, and of course, the white belt, or better known as the Mighty Gold United National Championship, will be on the line. So we'll see where that goes. Now, our main event, we have, of course, Bozilla, Chiaki, and Nagisa Nozaki taking on, of course, you would say the former people of Stardom, or should I say former members of DDM in some ways, a bit of a short-term reunion. We have Mai Sakurai, Mirai, and Giulia. Now, don't forget, guys, Mai Sakurai and Mirai are the current Twin Star Tag Team Champions, so basically that would set it up. But however, this is, of course, one part of the road to Giulia's countdown, where she will be leaving soon. And you would think that she would be the one to pick up the win, because that's exactly what she do. She refuses to lose it. So she picked up the win onto Chiaki by applying the Northern Lights Bomb, and just like that, it was over. However, she, of course, will be challenging Chiaki at another time during her road to this. And then, of course, don't forget, Mai Sakurai will be facing Giulia on August 19th. So we'll see where that leads us. So I think we are now officially done with all the reviews. Let's move on with some news updates. Okay, so welcome to our news update. So let's begin with upcoming events from the promotions themselves. Now let's begin with GCW updates. I do have another one with West Coast Pro, but I'm going to save that at the end of this part of the news update. So let's begin. As you all know, they will be heading on to Japan for a 3-day show on August 13th in Shinkiba in Tokyo for the Sky is the Limit event. there's going to be a 6-person tag match. We have Thrusty, consisting of Effie, Alley Catch, and Dark Sheik. They take on local wrestlers from there, Masashi Takeda, Aja Kong, and Maho. And then, of course, on the 20th, I believe, or the 18th of August in Salt Lake City for Save Me, we have 2 matches that have been announced. We have Joey Janela versus Tombstone Jesus. Weird name. And then, of course, we have Gringo Loco versus Jack Carwheel. Now, that's going to be a bomber match right there. Now, of course, we do have the 2-day event for the homecoming event in Atlantic City. For night 1 on the 24th of August, we have Thrusty again, but this time they take on the Maharaja and his buddies, the Bollywood Boys. So that's going to be a bit of a revenge for what happened recently at Now and Forever. And then, of course, in night 2, we have a very interesting tag match. We have Matt Hardy and teaming up with Nick Gage to take on Matt Cardona and Broski Jimmy. So that's going to be interesting. Now, as you all know, we do have the on the 17th of August, the San Diego show, the show by Kitsune, Women's Wrestling for Love My Show. I mentioned this before. NWA Women's Champion Kenzie Page will be here, and it was told that she will be defending her belt. Well, she will be defending the NWA Championship against Miyako Matsumoto. So yes, so she will be her challenger. Now, however, if of course Kenzie Page wins, she will have to defend it again, but at the LA show in August 18th for Yabai. Now, as you know, we have the upcoming Queen of the Indies taking place on the 17th of August. We have a match that's been announced. We have Brooke Havoc versus Great Sakuya. Now, speaking of the NWA, as we mentioned earlier, the NWA 76 on the 31st of August in Philadelphia, there's going to be a number 1 contendership, the challenge for the NWA Junior Heavyweight Championship. We have Alex Misery and Jack Cartwheel. So yes, so that's pretty much it for that part. As you know, I did mention the West Coast Pro updates. Now, many of you may have known about this upcoming show on the 13th of September called Friday the 13th. That's right. A lot of matches have been announced. I don't know what the order is, but I do know that this one is a championship match that will probably be last. It's for the West Coast Pro Tag Team titles. Those dumbasses, Los Suavecitos, will defend the belt against Creature Feature. I don't know who these guys are, but however, I'll be watching this, hopefully. We do have Man Like Darius taking on the franchise Titus Alexander. I'm going to presume that he'll be coming back from his N1 Victory Tour. Alpha Zoe will be taking on Brett the Thread. There's a 4-way match. We have J2 Marioli versus Jason Xavier, Ishmael Vaughn, and Loverboy Lee. We do have a intergender mixed tag match. We have Miko Alana, Journey Fatu, and Journey Fatu versus Haley Haney and Vinny Masario. And then, of course, I did mention that they will be here in San Diego on September 21st for the San Diego Showdown. The West Coast Pro Championship will be defended. Kevin Blackwood defends the belt against Royce Isaac. That's going to be one hell of a match. And then, of course, we have Vert Vixen taking on Zara Sakir. So that's something we're going to be seeing. And then, of course, in October, we do have the thing that should not be on the 11th of October. Shikihiro Iri will be also in action, so we'll be seeing that. Now let's jump into certain developments that have been mentioned. As you all know, recently Valentina Feroz made her way to Mexico. As you know, she has reunited with her friend Yulissa when they were known as the Pan American Connection. She just recently been announced that she is now the new Chaos Women's Champion. So good for her. I know some people who followed her in NXT would say this is what WWE will get for overlooking her, not giving her the opportunity. So we've seen that many times before, but we'll see where that leads us in the future for her. Gatoh Move has announced in the recent event with a brand new trainee will be making her presence in the final countdown, which already took place, but I'll be reviewing that maybe on the next episode, but we'll see how that rolls up as well. So yeah, but but her it's going to be an exhibition match against May Suga, from my understanding. Now, let's see. Oh yeah. Now for some interesting things that happened. Many of you may have heard something has happened recently during the weekend at SummerSlam. Several WWE talent notified WWE about a guy named Rob Feinstein, I think. Let me look it up here. Yeah, here it is. Who was lurking around the lobby. So this is what they said. He got a ticket from a comp friend, and WWE unaware that he attended, much less the cameras. WWE sources says that Feinstein wasn't invited, had no backstage access, wasn't given a ticket under his name. He found the talent hotel, approached wrestlers for photos. So it looks like this guy is basically on WWE's watch list. So basically, they don't want him around, so they're stunned that he somehow found a way to, get in. Now, Mariah May was once again speaking with Daily Star, and they talked about, of course, Wembley Stadium like Will Ospreay did last year, and this is what she said. There won't be any indie promotions names on my jackets. I got myself here, and I'll put my name on the jacket. But, of course, I have a beautiful costume planned. It's the death of Toni Storm. It's her final curtain call, so I think we should all dress up a bit. So it looks like she's already planning out what's going to happen. Now, Guilia recently talked about her aspirations with WWE. This is what she had to say. I want to stick to my fighting style in America too, because it's Guilia who's wrestled in Japan and fans from overseas got to know. On top of that, I want to master the world-class skills and fight in front of large crowds. When I first debuted, there were 30 people at the lowest. From there, I want to become Guilia, who can stand in front of 70,000, 80,000 people or more. I'll do things that no one has done before. So it looks like she's determined to be the same Guilia as we know. Now, I know some people have talked about they might downsize her for do that, but however, we do know recently that they said that Guilia is allowed to do her stiff strikes, but no headbutts. I mean, the headbutts is a fair assessment, but yes, that's how it is. So we'll see where that leads. Now, you may remember this former WWE NXT star, Amari Miller, now goes by Camron Brenae. She just recently posted this on her page, and this is what she had to say. The next chapter of my life has opened its door. I decided just to step right into the door, one foot and one foot slowly making its way in. Blessed and grateful. So what does that mean? I think it means that maybe she already got signed with the promotion. Now, I know some of you are going to think, oh, she's going to AEW or Ring of Honor. Who knows? Or maybe TNA. Who knows? But I'm glad that she's doing okay. I'm sure that she's not giving up on wrestling. But, I mean, we know she's been injured mostly a lot when she was in NXT, but we'll see how that goes. Now, many of you may have heard already that the Lucha Brothers, their contracts are almost up. There was been this talks about they may be making their way to WWE. But this is what a news outlet called Wrestle Purists. Now, most of the time their information is 100% accurate, but we'll see what they said. But this is what they said. According to multiple AEW sources, that the Lucha Bros are expected to leave AEW when their contracts expire this year. Some sources speculate that they were heading to WWE, so claimed it was a formality. There were originally planned for an AEW World Trios match at Wembley, but plans have now changed. Now, we don't know what the significance of that, but there was something they mentioned about the Lucha Bros. Let me pull that up real quick. I know I saw that somewhere. Yes, this is from what Dave Meltzer mentioned about it. The potential departing for WWE. They're not gone yet. I don't know exactly when their contract's up, but it certainly does look like they're looking at leaving. If WWE wants to do something really big with them, they should go off in if the money is there. We have not seen that a smaller Mexican wrestler does not speak English and get pushed. I'm not impressed that how they push Dragon Lee at all. A lot of people are going to look at that one, but Penta's got the charisma. I mean, it's true. I mean, they did push Dragon Lee a lot, but Penta has charisma. You guys seen him. I mean, I met him before. He knows, we know what kind of charisma he has. So we'll see. Now they're saying there are those. We'll see what happens. We haven't heard anything yet, but of course there are people are talking that you know how Penta is when he talks, when he says cursing words in Spanish. But we'll see what they said. Now, recently you guys know Utami Hayashishita was in a hospital. Um, Basically was not looking good at all. But this is what, of course, was said from Tokyo Sports, saying that she's been sick. She felt that she needed to return ASAP when Giulia was leaving on August 19th for WWE. She was at the hospital for 5 days. The Red Queen also noted that the next time she gets a chance to face Giulia, they want a match to happen in a big arena. Notably, Utami is not facing Giulia on her Countdown tour. They have never faced one-on-one. She hopes she can prove Marigold it is in good hands with her leading the way. Yeah, so we'll see about that too. However, she talked about her what happened when she was forced to stay in a hospital for 4 nights and 5 days. I suddenly had a stomach pain, so I went to the hospital and admitted, and I was fasted for 4 days. My stomach was so weak, and I couldn't even eat porridge, and it was really hard. Recently, I finally able to eat normal rice and have some resumed training. I've started moving around the ring, so I think I'm gradually returning to old Utami Hayashishita. She talked about how she felt watching Mighty Gold on July 30th in Corkin Hall show from her bed, and this is what she said: "I really think I'm the one who those people who have bad timing. I'm depressed both physically and mentally, and became sick. I really felt hard that achieving anyone's, including Chikagoto, Amari Akuri, Victoria Yuzuki, and Kazuna Tanaka. I felt a sense of knowing that everyone has worked hard, but I also sense of urgency that, oh no, I have to get back quickly." Yeah, so she's watching this from silence, seeing how everybody's progressing. Julia even talked about she wants to get back soon as Julia leaves for WWE. Julia is going overseas. I can't afford to be sick. I also do my best to make Julia think Mighty Gold is okay. She even talked about hopefully of the future match with Julia. She says, next time we fight, I want to do it in a big venue. So I want to send her off happily until the very end. So well, hopefully she can get there in time. I don't know when she'll be returning, but it's great she's doing well health-wise. But we don't know when she'll be back. Hopefully she'll be back before she leaves. So at the time, let's just pray and hope she does. So I think that's pretty much it. So let's just call it a day. Okay, so I hope everybody enjoys this episode. Coming up, we do have NXT. I believe we are now entering in week 2 of the Great American Bash. But we also have another event from New Japan. We continue with day 11 of the G1 Climax. So we'll see how that grows. Now, I don't know for sure if this is, I think we were supposed to be in A block, or there's certain occasions we'll have both blocks in the same show. But we'll see how that grows. I haven't decided yet what other reviews I'll be putting. I know I'm a bit behind on certain shows. I may put those in down the line for a future episode, but we'll just wait and see. But until then, we'll end things like here. So I will see you guys in the next DWZ time, same DWZ channel. I must bid all of you adieu. So, goodbye, and have a nice day.